Hey sewing besties, welcome back to the channel. Today we're making this super cute and functional mini keeper pouch, because let's be honest, we all need that tiny but mighty pouch to hold our cards, cash, or even some emergency chocolates. No judgment here. And guess what? No raw edges anywhere, just pure sewing satisfaction. So grab your supplies, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, and let's get going. Alright, here's what you need to bring this little pouch to life. You need your main body that measures 6 inches wide by 5 inches high. This is 15 centimeters by 12.5 centimeters for my team metric friends. And you are cutting one exterior of this for the back panel and 2 lining pieces for the main lining. Next, we need our bottom middle panel. And for the bottom middle panel, we are cutting 4 inches wide by 3 3/4 inches high. This is 10 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. And you're cutting one exterior of that. You need your top middle panel, and it measures 4 inches by 1.5 inches high. Next, you need your side panels, which measures 1.5 inches wide by 5 inches high, and you're cutting 2 exterior of that. Next, you need your zipper pockets measuring 4 inches wide by 6 inches high, and you're cutting just one lining piece interface with medium weight interfacing. Next, you need your zipper tab that measures 1 inch wide by 1.5 inches high, and you're cutting one exterior of this. The metric measurements will be on the screen as you go. Next, we're going to need 2 zippers. One measures 4 inches and the other measures 5.5 inches. Make sure you have your zipper pulls already fixed on both of your zippers. Next, you need your double-sided tape. This is a lifesaver for if you're working with zippers. So I'm using a 1/4 inch wide double-sided tape. You need your thread cutter. If you don't have a thread cutter, you can use your regular scissors. Next, you need your scissors, or let me just say your cutting tools. So you can use either your pair of scissors or a rotary cutter, whichever makes you feel powerful, or whichever that makes you feel comfortable actually. Next, you need your ruler and your fabric marker, because precision is actually key in what we do. Now we're going to be making the front zipper pockets. So to tackle the front zipper pockets, you're going to need your zipper pocket lining. You're going to need your 4-inch zipper, which is the shorter of both zippers, and then you need your bottom middle panel. First thing is, like I said earlier, make sure your zipper pull is already on, because if it is not, maybe it's just an emotional roller coaster for you to fix that later. Trust me. So you're going to be laying your zipper pocket lining right side up, and then you place the zipper on top of it, also right side up, meaning that the wrong side of the zipper should be resting on the lining. Clip this in place and head to your sewing machine to baste at about 1/4 inch from the edge. This is 6 millimeters for my metric friends. Now you're going to be taking the bottom middle panel and you're going to place it right side down on top of the zipper. The zipper will now be sandwiched between the zipper pocket lining and the bottom middle panel. You're going to clip this in place, and then you're going to head to your sewing machine and stitch at about 3/8 inch from the edge. This is 1 centimeter. Once this is done, you're going to be flipping both fabric pieces away from the zipper so that they are now wrong sides together. You're going to be giving this a good press with your fingers. If you're using fabric all through, you can press this with a hot iron, and then you're going to be top stitching at about 1/8 inch. This is 3 millimeters from the seam edge. Now you're going to be flipping the panel to the wrong side, and then you're going to fold the zipper pocket up so the bottom edge of the zipper pocket meets the unsewn zipper edge. You're going to be clipping this in place, and you're going to paste along the sides of the zipper. So you're going to head to your sewing machine to baste this in place. Once you're done with this, you're going to be clipping the sides of this panel, and then you are also going to be basting both sides at about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. This now closes our zipper pockets. Now that this is done, you're going to be taking the top middle panel and you're going to place it right side down on the zipper edge that you just basted, and then you're going to stitch at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge, which is 1 centimeter. Just like you did the other time, you're going to be flipping this over and you're going to be top stitching at about 1/8 of an inch from the same edge. Once this is done, we've got a zipper pocket. Now we're going to be attaching the side panels to these zipper pockets. Take your 2 side panel pieces and place them right sides together with the front zipper panel. So you are placing this on both sides of your zipper panel, and they are going to be clipping in place. As soon as you're done, you're going to head to your sewing machine to stitch this at about 3/8 of an inch from the edge. 3/8 of an inch is 1 centimeter, like I mentioned earlier. Now that this is done, you're going to flip and then you're going to top stitch at about 1/8 of an inch from the same edge. Then you're going to be trimming any excess fabric where needed. Once this is done, we're good to go, and we're going to be using our new front panel as a template to trim the back panel and lining pieces to the same size. So this ensures that everything matches up beautifully. Once we're done with all of this, we're going to be enclosing the zipper tape. And enclosing the zipper tape makes it all look neat and professional. So you're going to be taking your zipper tab, flip it to the wrong side, draw a line along the 1-inch edge, then apply your double-sided tape on that line. Then you're going to be enclosing the end of the zipper with the tab. Once this is done, you're going to stitch at about 1/8 of an inch from the raw edge, and then you're going to trim excess fabric. Next, we're going to be measuring 1 inch in from the other end of the zipper and mark it on both sides. So we're going to divide the zipper tape a bit, and we're going to be pinching the zipper tape at the marks, or one of the marks that we just made. Then you're going to be folding at a 90-degree angle. So to make sure this fold stays in place, we're going to be tacking with a hand stitch, or we're going to be basting it with our sewing machine. I prefer hand stitching because that makes me have proper control of what I'm doing. But if you feel comfortable with basting this in place, please by all means go ahead. Now that we have created a nice and clean zipper, we are going to be trimming off excess zipper tape where needed. Next, we're going to be notching the center of the zipper tape by folding the zipper tape in half and then notching with our thread cutter or scissors. Once this is done, we're going to be repeating for all our main panels, that is the front panel, the back panel, exteriors, and then the main linings. Now that we're done notching the centers of all of our main panels, we're going to be laying one of the linings right side facing up, and then we're going to be placing the zipper on top, also right side up. Make sure the end of your zipper is on the right. We're going to clip the zipper in place. I'm going to be basting at about 1/4 inch from the edge. This is 6 millimeters for my metric friends. Now you're going to take the front panel, that's the one with the zipper pocket, and you're going to place it right side down, sandwiching the zipper in between. And just like we did earlier, you're going to be stitching at about 3/8 inch from the edge. You bring it back, you flip so that the lining and the exteriors are wrong sides together, and you're going to top stitch at about 1/8 inch from the same edge. Ensure that while you are top stitching, you only top stitch between the beginning and the end of the zipper. That means just where the zipper is, do not go beyond the zipper while top stitching. Once this is done, you're going to be repeating the same process for the back panels, that is the other lining piece and then the back panel. Once this is done, we're going to be back for final assembly and finishing. Now we're almost there and it's time to close this pouch up. Unzip the main zipper. Trust me, don't forget this step unless you enjoy frustration. Arrange your pouch so that exteriors are right sides together and linings are right sides together. Then you're going to be clipping in place and you're going to be sewing all the way around, leaving a small gap in the lining for turning. Once you are back from your sewing machine, you're going to be turning the pouch right side out through the gap that you left. But before doing that, you're going to first trim the sewing allowance to about 1/4 inch to reduce the bulk in the seams. You can use your regular scissors, or just like I'm doing, you can use a pair of pinking shears. Once trimming is done, go ahead and turn the pouch right side out. Also, don't forget to fold the sewing allowance of the lining bottom. You can do this by ironing with a pressing iron or with your fingers. Once this is done, turn to the right side through the gap Make sure you use a blunt tool to push out the corners and press the lining seam allowance in. Make sure while you are turning the pouch, you do not push the corners aggressively, because if you do, you might end up ruining your pouch. So to close the gap through which you turn the bag, you can either hand stitch or top stitch. So now that the gap is closed, we're now going to push the lining into the pouch, and then we're going to zip our pouch shut. Do everything you can do to make sure your pouch lays flat and nice. If you're using fabric all through it, this might be an easier step for you, because you might just have to, press with a hot iron and everything is nice and flat. And just like that, we have our mini keeper pouch. Look how cute and compact it is. This is perfect for cards, cash, coins, and maybe even a tiny emergency chocolate bar. I love how there are no raw edges showing. Everything is neatly enclosed, and that front zipper pocket is a game changer. You can toss in your essentials and be out of the door in no time. I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what fabric you'd be using for this pouch. Are you going to be using a bright and bold fabric, classic and neutral, something fun and quirky? I love to see your creations, so be sure to tag me on social media if you make one. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future bag making projects. If you want to support my work and help keep making these fun tutorials, you can also check out my Buy Me a Coffee page linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching and sewing along with me. Until next time, happy sewing, happy creating, and may your stitches always be straight. Bye for now.